Yes, the subject which we are going to discuss now is entrepreneurship development, and the topic is pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. So, anything for that matter, any topic when you take into consideration, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. So, even entrepreneurship also is one of the aspect which has both the pros and cons. So, we look into it. What are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur? Salary. So each topic when each factors when we take into consideration, that is salary. What are the advantages and disadvantages when we take the factor salary? That is, what is salary? Salary is the returns what you get for your hard work. When you are an employee of an organization, what you need to do is daily you have to go and complete your task. Once you complete your task, that is for the whole month, when whatever has been assigned to you, when you complete the task, after that particular month, you're going to get the returns by way of salary. So you're satisfied. Later on, you don't have any other problems or any risk. You have done your work and you're going to get your returns, that is pay. That is nothing but salary. And so that is an advantage when you are an employee. But when you are an entrepreneur, there is no fixed salary as such. If you work harder, you will get more salary. That is by way of returns. And the advantage of this is, see, when you are a person who work for long hours or who put in more of your efforts, then your returns also will be high. How your returns will be high? By way of returns. Your salary will become high. Here, when we speak salary, it is not monthly salary for the entrepreneur. The returns what is going to get. So, both advantage and disadvantages when you become an entrepreneur, the returns what if you are an hard worker and if you have a passion for doing a business and if you're putting more of your efforts, you just need not wait for your monthly salary or a small package what you're going to get. So whatever talent you have and whatever efforts you're putting, you will be paid back effectively by way of returns. That is the reason. But few of them don't want to take risk. They actually they work very hard, but they don't want to take risk and they don't want to face uncertainty. So what they do, they just take the monthly pack and walk away. So that is the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur regarding salary. Then flexibility. Flexibility is the sense you can change or it is flexible. We can say what is flexible or how it is flexible. See, suppose if you are an entrepreneur, maybe you can't work in the morning hours. You are the person who get up late and you work late night. So, what is the advantage if you are an entrepreneur? The timings are flexible. You can start up your work very late and also you can work till late night. So, what happens is the timings are flexible for you. At whatever time you want to work, you can work. You can work even till late night, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. No one is there to question, and you can put in all your efforts and you can work very effectively. So that is flexible. Flexibly, you can do whenever you want, whatever you want. But when you are going to take up the salary, monthly salary, or even you are working for an organization, there's a fixed time. You have to work within that slot which has been allotted to you. You can't change your timings. Suppose if you have been given a shift wherein you have to start up your work at 6 o'clock, you have to wake up, and you are a person who can't wake up early morning, but you can't do anything. You have to wake up and you have to go and look into your work. So that is the flexibility where when you are an entrepreneur it has both advantage as well as disadvantage. But the thing is, see, suppose if you are a salaried person, one what way it is a disadvantage for an entrepreneur is if you are a salaried person, within that slot of time what has been allotted to you, you finish your work and you go home, and you can take care of other things. There are many more things to be done once you go to your uh, home or when you are with the family. But entrepreneur can't do that. Yes, of course, it is flexible. He can wake up at any time or he can go early morning, finish his job and he come back. All that is there. But when he is going to start up the business newly, he just can't walk away and come off. He has to stay back. He has to work long number of hours. That is the main disadvantage. But slowly after the growth and development, all that is okay. But Initially, he has to struggle very hard regarding this flexibility. He can't come out whenever he wants, or he can't fix up this is the number of hours I'm going to work because it is his business. There is no limit for working hours, or there is no limit for time. He has to work very hard. Then, when it comes to decisions, how it has both pros and cons. See, decision is a thing which is the key for the success, we can tell, because if you take the right decision, everything happens rightly. Just a minute mistake you do, and if you take a wrong decision, that will lead to a huge loss to the business also. So decision is a thing which has to be analyzed and taken very cautiously. So, when he is a single person, he can and is an efficient person, he can decide on his own. He can decide, yes, if I take up this, I can definitely do well. The business can do well. So he can take the right decision anytime, whatever maybe he can decide and take up the decision. But what is the disadvantages? Since he is the person who is going to decide, he is not, and if he is not, he is a person who has not consulted anyone before taking decision. That is not the right thing. Right thing may not happen because decision may become wrong also. So decision, as I told you, it's a key to the success. So before deciding, if he is a single person and if he decides himself and if something little goes wrong also, that will lead to a huge loss. So it has both pros and cons. And when you take an advantage, he can decide whatever he wants. He can decide, yes, this month my target, I have to reach this target at any cost, and he achieves also. Like the decision also he can take, yeah, because it is his own business. Then excitement. When it comes to excitement, see, many people love to do the job. They get job involvement so much, they are not worried about the returns. Just for excitement also, they do the job. And this really leads to the development of the business. When you get excited by doing something innovative, or when you are going to reach your target and your target is very high, and when you attain that, you get pleasure out of it, and that is the excitement. But always excitement will not work. If to get that excitement, you have to slog like anything. You have to work very hard, and only then you can achieve whatever you want. So excitement, as if you take in one way, yes, it is really good. You get excited by doing that, and you get job satisfaction or job involvement. All that is okay, but the point is to achieve that. How long you have to work, how much you have to work, all that you have to look into it. Then increase in per capita income. See, when a person is very efficient and he has passion for doing the job and is very excited to doing business, and is very much satisfied, even though he is working for long hours, when all this is taken into consideration, the income of that business will definitely increase. When the income increases, what happens? The per capita income also increases. Yes, good. But when you go for the negative side, suppose if that person is not doing the business well, and he has invested in lot of money, lot of capital has been invested, but he is not effective, he is not working for long hours, he is not flexible, his decision goes wrong. When all this happens, what happens? There is a downfall of business. When there is a downfall of business, obviously it will lead to the downfall of per capita income, which really will affect our nation. Because only when the per capita income is good, it is the indicator that the economy is good. So it is not like we are not just speaking of one entrepreneur here. When we are discussing about so many entrepreneurs who are doing business, small scale business, medium scale business, all that we are taking into consideration. We're discussing about all that. So just imagine, like when all the per capita income, not all, you think like few of the per capita income of the business or income of the individual decreases, then that in turn decreases the per capita income of the nation. Next, job involvement. See, where the success of a business depends upon the person who is totally responsible for all running the business. So only when there is job involvement, only when the entrepreneurs gets involved in the job to a very great extent, he becomes successful. And he should be a smart worker and hard worker. Only then he can achieve success in the business. He has to, you can correlate this to excitement also. When he works harder and when he gets excited in doing the business, he doesn't mind working long number of hours, and he gets so much involved in the job. When this is not happening, definitely there'll be downfall in the business, which is not a good indication, which leads to the downfall of the economy, downfall of the business, and also for the downfall of the economy. Even he has to forego holidays, luxury times. When all this has been sacrificed and uh, more of efforts is there, the success of the business will be effective. He has to get involved in the job to such an extent. He should not worry about foregoing all his luxurious times and holidays, leaves, all this. So when all this is foregone, definitely there will be great success in the business. So all this has to be taken into consideration if you want to become a successful entrepreneur. See, pros and cons has been shown in this image very clearly. Pros is you can become the sole leader, leadership quality will be there, and innovation. Definitely, the more and more innovative the business is, and more development will take place. Profit also will increase. Then, since many of the people who all are doing the business, or most of them, have passion towards whatever they are doing it, so that really is a good indication. Then they have freedom to do whatever they want because they are the owner of the business. Flexibility, as we discussed, it is very flexible. Like they can be whenever they want, they can work. Whenever they want to take risk, they can take risk. Cons is it is risky and financial instability. You don't know when you will get more profit, when the profit will become less, and there is no guarantee of success. It is not that like whatever business you take up, you will become successful. Yes, in spite of all the efforts, everything, there might there are chances that the business may not become a success. Then there is huge responsibility. You have to take up huge responsibility, then only you can become successful. Since the responsibility is huge, maybe the burden will be more. Then, because of the increasing competition, it becomes very tough and no initial perk. So, initially, when you start up the business, you can't accept the immediate returns. You have to wait for a longer period. Then only you can get back your returns. All this are the cons of being an entrepreneur. So, all like any factor, if you take into consideration, it has both pros and cons. So, you can just analyze it and write whether it is a pros or cons. Even this you can see. Quitting your 9 to 5 to be an entrepreneur, which indicates that you should not think that only 9 to 5 I'm going to work. When you want to become an entrepreneur, that 9 to 5 should not be in your mind. You should be flexible enough to work long number of hours. Then only an entrepreneur becomes successful. So this image also you can go through it where there are certain pros and cons. It has been taken from the website, and the website address also has been given here. If you want to see many more images like that, you can just go to the this link. You will get different images wherein you will get a clear cut idea as to what are the advantages and disadvantages or pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. Thank you one and all who are listening to the video. I hope I have given some information regarding pros and cons of an entrepreneur. Thank you once again.